so I've got 3 separate ideas for my A2 media project. One of them's a short film and the other 2 are music videos. They're all quite different and they've all got their own UPSs, so it's good to consider those. So my first one is based around a school. It's going to be following one character. It's going to be a short film aimed at ages 16 plus. It'll be based around a teacher with like crippling debts. So there might be themes of suicide, financial strain, and these will all be shown through the mise en scène. I was thinking of having little like separate storylines where they're trying to help possibly a student that is in financial troubles themselves, trying to buy books for them, but has insufficient funds themselves to do so, and therefore feels like they're not worthy of the teacher role and that they haven't got the ability to do the best they can do in that role. So at the start of the short film, I was going to have them like going about their everyday life in their formal schoolwear, all quite happy, bubbly, talking to people in corridors, staff rooms, teaching lessons. But then there's little hints towards something like darker themes, something that's not quite right, such as like on the top of the web page when they're teaching a class, they've got PowerPoint up, but then there's a web page open about AA meetings or their bank statements, that kind of thing. And then as it progresses, I'd like it to be set in their house. They're looking on their laptop, they're looking through their papers where they've got letters coming through saying that they need to pay certain people certain amounts, and trying to figure out how they're going to do that by looking at their bank account and trying to make transactions possibly in like a shop or something, and failed transactions because they've got insufficient funds. Maybe making like value meals that are obviously values using packaging that's obviously not great quality, and then eating those meals whilst trying to figure out how they're going to pay for their next month's rent or something like that. Possibly having like debt collectors banging on their doors, them getting more and more stressed out. And I was thinking of having this spanning over like a few months, so it's like really repetitive scenes. So you see them at the school, and then as the short film goes on, the scenes get shorter and shorter, and that you see them coming to school, being happy, going home, having all these stresses, and then it will like switches from one to the other. Like you can see that it's different days through their clothing, and dates on things, and then it gets to the point where they sort of give up and they decide to make a video themselves explaining how their teachers, they don't get paid enough to do what they're doing, and that they're struggling because of this, that and the other. They'll be focused on a female character because I thought with the female vulnerability, yeah, that's the only really reason I wanted to use a female character, because it just makes them seem a bit more vulnerable. So my next idea would be a music video. So it'd be to Jamie T's Limits Live, which is quite a slow song but has moments where it becomes more upbeat. And so these are the moments where I'd be doing shots of them travelling to places. It'd be following a female character in an abusive relationship. The council house sort of location with, and again you can see they've got money troubles, that kind of thing. So they're trying to balance their abusive relationship alongside trying to find a job and trying to be successful and get out of the life that they're living. Yeah, that's that one. And so I'd use like artistic stylized shots of the journeys, like job centres, and they're walking past like counselling buildings, like Samaritans, and there's like a mind place in Banbury that I could see them walking past, like lingering for a bit then carrying on. So deciding, balancing up what they should be doing with their lives. Could use like smoking, drugs, that kind of thing, that kind of paraphernalia in order to show they're struggling a bit. Then my last idea is for a non-music video, but instead of following a narrative, it would just be somebody lip syncing on a train, a male. It all seems quite usual, quite artistic shots of the scenery, that
Is
kind of
this
thing.
the same song?
No, this is for another song.
Okay.
But I haven't quite decided what song.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I was thinking of the Jamie T song because his quite alternative music.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, it would pan down to their bag where they'd get out a gun or a knife or something, and then the music would stop, and it would be a bit of the shock factor. So I was going to go off there. but you don't expect that they're going to react like that. They're not going to do that. Yeah. Anyway, any questions? any suggestions?
I really like your first idea and then your last one, which you don't have the music from.
Yeah.
I think they're nice. Just because they're unique and
What kind of person would you get for the first one?
For the first one, I was thinking about maybe using a drama student who looks older than they are, or using a teacher themselves if they were up for
If only you knew someone who was super talented.
good at drama, looking on camera.
Oh, I don't know if
not
Mr.
know.
Osborne's free.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of ideas from where I could get them from. If not, I could use a family member, that kind of thing.
I don't know whether a male would work better because you wouldn't. Because
It subverts the stereotype.
yeah, because women are stereotypically vulnerable.
Yeah.
Whereas a man, if you've got, oh yeah, he doesn't have that type of stuff, whatever. Not what's going on, but yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously it's
I
up
think
to
it
you.
could work. I think it's mainly dependent on actors. When I'm doing my castings, I want to get the best actor that I possibly can, so I don't want to do it just off their gender. But in my planning, I was thinking more female, but it could work with a male.
You could do it rather than auditions. You could do a screen test. You could have like a particular scene and film the same scene with a male and female protagonist and see how it works.
Yeah. I mean, I got inspired by one of my teachers. I was just watching them going about their business, and I just thought, oh god, it must be. They were talking about how they had to do a presentation late at night, and then that's where I got the idea from. So I was thinking, got a lot on your plate. There's a lot of work to do, so I thought add more to that and dramatise it even more.
The first idea is my favourite, so you could do a lot with that and really stylise it to make it really convincing. However, the third idea is like scarily real because of all the terrorism at the moment. So it's a really current idea.
So unexpected, and I want the audience to feel as though they can trust that person up until the end, and then they just like what? They've got the shock factor. But I do think with the first idea, because of being in a school environment, we've got the location already, the mise en scène, it's all pretty set out, and because I've seen the school environment, I know I have quite a good insight into how things work and like the kind of clothes and the processes and that kind of thing, and the financial strain on teachers. And I think it'd be interesting to do the research for it and see how many teachers do feel that they are underpaid, and that there's like the amount of work in comparison to what they get paid. Is it really worth it, and how much of a strain that is on them emotionally?
You could do some nice interviews with that, actually.
Yeah, you could.
The only thing I'd be careful of filming in school is that you make sure you still use additional lighting and things like that. So although we've got the location, I think you need to think about making them as filming locations, which would be easy to do. I just think that's something we need to consider.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually like all three ideas.
Yeah.
So there we go. The last one, my only thing with that one would be that you'd need to think about if a song's about 3.5 minutes and he's going to be lip syncing for 3 of them, you need to think about how you're going to make that more interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So that would be my consideration with that.
That was my main reservation too. About doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now. That last one, is it going to be a male?
A male, yeah.
For the last one, if you were worried about having too many minutes, like just lip syncing, you could do the lip sync for like a minute or a minute and a half, stop the music as the action's just taking off, and then you could even like increase the volume.
Yeah,
to show,
that's
like,
good. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
the
Idea.
intense.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and have the attack or whatever it is they're doing over the rest of the song.
Yeah.
You could have them continue lip syncing while doing whatever it is. So you've got a juxtaposition between what they're saying and what they're doing, but you'd have to get the right song
So
for
you've
it.
got their sanity. They think they're carrying about as though it's the same action they're doing when they're not. Yeah.
So what would, if you were Megan, everyone who's not Megan, which one would you do?
First one.
I would. I think I'd do the last one.
Yeah?
Yeah, just because of the surprise.
The surprise element is.
But I do like the first one a lot as well.
Okay, put your hand up if you would do the first one. Put your hand up if you do the second one. Put your hand up if you do the third one. Okay. So I think you've got a bit of scope with both.
Yeah.
What's your instinct?
The first one, but I was wondering what do you guys think about, instead of doing it as a short film, doing it to music? Because if the mise en scène is clear enough, and you've got visual aids such as like bills and things where you can read for yourself, and like the web pages and stuff like that, would it be obvious enough of a narrative but to be able to do it to a music? To music? No. I haven't got
If you
something.
find the right song, I think that should
Yeah.
be really quite good.
Yeah.
I think that might work better actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking I could just film it and then, because even if you see them talking, it doesn't really matter if you then take away that audio and put over the music.
There's also quite a few music videos recently where you've got subtitles
Yeah.
as well that aren't necessarily to do the lyrics, or
Yeah.
you could find an instrumental piece of music. You
Yeah.
could do, like there are songs without lyrics that
Yeah.
you could possibly look at doing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your next stage then.
I was looking into what I could do with the first one.
Yeah, because you've got your concept, and then you could maybe see how it would fit with
If
different
you,
things and do your research and your
if you
interviews.
do the last one, an instrumental might be really nice there
Mm.
because you can make it more intense.
The only thing it'd be hard to lip sync to an instrumental.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Never mind.
I mean, you could try if you want a really big challenge. Okay, cool. Any other questions, Megs?
But no, that's good done.
Any other points that you want to make? Any other ideas you want to stick in? Okay, cool. Thank you.